Hello and welcome everyone to Global Lens with Avantika. This is our episode 11, and we have with us Umesh Agarwal, who is a geopolitical analyst and a commentator. Hello and welcome, Umesh ji, to the show.
जय सिया राम अवंतिका जी.
Jai Siya Ram, Umesh ji. It is so good to have you again on the show. And your insights are always, they have always helped us to understand things better. So, once again, we'll be talking about Iran, US, Israel, the current situation which is going on. Also, when we had Umesh ji last time, it was a few weeks back only that the Iran our entire upheaval had started, and now we are here 3 months later when it has become a full blown conflict. So, Umesh ji, to start with, first of all, the current situation of Iran US conflict and also where Israel is also involved. What do you have to say about that?
The first of all, I would believe that this conflict was started to ensure that China does not get discounted Iranian oil that is being transacted in yuan. Similar thing happened in Venezuela as well. Venezuela, China had invested $110 billion and they were getting discounted Venezuelan oil, which was transacted in yuan. And also, lot of things were happening with countries like Cuba and Colombia. So, America has actually, if you see, they have surrounded Cuba, they have done a naval blockade for Cuba, and also right now they have started this war. Basically, in 2021, China invested $400 billion, gave a commitment to invest $400 billion in Iran to set up infrastructure projects in exchange of discounted Iranian crude supplies. And today also China is importing 90% of Iranian crude at discounted prices, which gives them the leverage to become the global factory of the world. Right now, $110 billion to Venezuela gone. China's money is gone. Similarly, China gets China's access to discounted Iranian energy that has also gone. Okay. So, what was China? What was the Iran doing? It was saying that they will charge a toll for every ship passing by the Strait of Hormuz.
Hmm.
America said nothing doing. We will block the entire Strait of Hormuz. No
Hmm.
ships which originate from
Hmm.
Iran will be allowed to pass. And
Hmm.
in spite of China's defense minister warning, American ships are patrolling there and also new vessels are being added. America is increasing its marine presence in the Gulf. They are sending additional 10,000 marines to patrol the Gulf. Basically, it is like China holds lot of rare earth elements, and China is told that it will stop exporting rare earth elements. So America has understood that they need a leverage against China. So when Donald Trump came, he made Gulf of Mexico as Gulf of America. Next, he
Hmm.
got the control over the Panama Canal. Then
Hmm.
he this year Venezuela, the Maduro was extracted, and he is being held as a captive in America. And right now, Iran, he has inflicted majority of the damages. In the process, if you see the Gulf countries of Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Qatar, Kuwait, Jordan, all of them, their oil supplies have been cut off. They have lost their oil revenue and non-oil revenue both. In the process, who gains? It is the Christianized world gains. It is America which gains. American shale oil gains. American natural gas supplies across the world has increased, and Australian natural gas supplies has increased. Canadian crude and Canadian oil supplies have increased. Russian crude and oil supplies have increased. Norwegian crude has increased, and even Donald Trump has told UK, you have the reserves. Why are you not drilling it up? He even said, drill, baby, drill. So, this is what it is happening. So, what I believe is the Islamic crude oil, the hydrocarbons, are being cut off from the market, and Donald Trump is encouraging the West to drill out oil and gas. And in the process, this war is going to continue on some flimsy ground. And I do believe, Avantika ji, sooner or later, you will see this war, the ceasefire, whatever it is, they will not hold ground because each and every party is calling for reinforcements. In the
Yeah.
40-day war, already 13,000 aerial bombings America has done on Iran. It has
Hmm.
crippled the infrastructure of Iran to the extent.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
right now, the oil flows will also not happen, so Iran will not get the revenue. So it is
Hmm.
choking the revenue stream of Iran. Economic strangulation is happening, and they want to create a regime change. This is a clear-cut objective of America. In the process, if you see, UAE has also suffered a lot because
Hmm.
oil revenue and non-oil revenue of UAE has been affected. The tourism, the cross-border investment flows, the property market, the illicit market, and also lot of trade, illicit trade happen in Dubai also. Maybe they say or not, but if you see, many of the gangsters or many of the underworlds, they have the bases in Dubai. This is the way Dubai was protected, shielded from all the terrorist attacks, and this gave the UAE as an aura of invincibility that has been shattered. Now people are moving the money out of Dubai to Singapore, to Cayman Island, to British Virgin Islands, to all the tax havens which are under Western control. And this is the reason this war has been started, and this is the reason the war will not also, I think so, it will not collapse also, it will not end also very soon. Similar to Russia Ukraine, this war will
Okay.
also have some objective, and of the objective is clearly visible now to contain China and ensure that America has a leverage over China, and for them to supply rare earth minerals. And if they create some sort of a blockade in any
Hmm.
restrictions, similar thing China, the supply of hydrocarbons will also get impacted, plus the Chinese investments in all the countries where they have invested. It is a clear cut initiative which has been done by Donald Trump.
Okay. So right now the ceasefire is going on, which is till the 22nd. After that, do you see this war coming back to its full form, or maybe they would take some leverage? US would take some leverage, still try to be there, trying to control Iran, but at the same time trying to keep it a little low. Also, there were recently a meeting which happened where JD Vance was there, and they were trying to negotiate with Iran, which did not go as per the plan. So, what do you have to say about it?
The one thing I can say is you cannot believe America, you cannot believe Trump. If Trump says that ceasefire will happen, then you can expect the unexpected. Everything happens on the Friday night. So every Friday night is like a doomsday scenario. You cannot say what that crazy person will do. And right now, America is building ties with Malaysia. Recently, yesterday or day before yesterday, they signed a defense pact with Indonesia. And now reports are surfacing that they are looking to control Strait of Malacca as well. And also they have good relations with the government of Singapore. And for the Quad summit, it is expected that an American representative might come to India in May, and later India may host the Quad summit as well. So, lot of things are happening. Anti-China front is being created in the world, and I do believe that right now. This is the reason Donald Trump had a telephonic chat with Narendra Modi 2 days back, and and America is committed. Lot of things, positive things are happening. The GE deal, which was not happening for a long time, suddenly you see that the agreements have been signed. So things are rolling on after a very 2 to 3 years of deliberations and other things. Things are moving out because it suits America to contain China, and it is in our best interest right now to contain China and align with America for the present time. But India looks for its own interest. If our interest, Avantika, is with America right now, it might go with America. Next month, we might even shift to Russia or China. This is our strategic alignment. This is our strategic autonomy we are practicing. And India will do whatever is it in their best interest. It will not serve the interest of either America or China. This is very much clear.
So India is there on the table for its own diplomatic interest, and ultimately they, of course, want to look after themselves first, which makes absolute sense here. But Umeshji, coming to which is a very good topic which you have picked up, which is recently trending, which is the Strait of Hormuz. Now, for almost 45 days, everyone has spoken about the Strait of Hormuz, and now everyone, almost everyone, is now focusing on the Strait of Malacca. While you briefly explained about it, tell us a little more about it. How US, China, India, these three countries could lose or gain from this Strait of Malacca.
See, the first thing I would like to give a context. America is planning for balkanization and disintegration of China first and India later. Let me put it on record. By In China, they are planning in another 15 years. In India, they are planning for another 20 years. So
Planning for India also. We'll talk about it later.
yeah, yeah,
Maybe.
but the anti-China front was built in
Hmm.
2022 itself
Hmm.
when Nancy Pelosi, as Speaker of America,
Hmm.
traveled to Taiwan, and she was the third highest-ranking official to travel to Taiwan. From that day, South China Sea became too hot, and Chinese ships and Chinese planes are now encircling Taiwan for a very long time. And in this battle, what happened is Japan also joined, and it stated that independence of Taiwan is very much important, and they also are planning to increase their defensive budget. They are planning to increase the defense allocation and also to make weapons grade uranium, weapons grade nuclear weapons as well, because Japan is, it is estimated, has a uranium or plutonium which can make 5,000 nuclear bombs in the matter of 6 months. This is the level of industrialization Japan is having. But Japan has refrained to make any atomic progress as of now. But things, if it hots up in the South China Sea, Japan might have to do that because it cannot rely on America anymore. And also, North Korea has been firing its missiles over South Korea and Japan. We have seen that also. So basically, what we are seeing is North Korea versus South Korea and Japan, and China versus Taiwan. And in the meantime, China is also claiming lot of area in South China Sea as its own. It's having a territorial disputes with Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia for that Spratly Islands and all other islands which it claims. So a lot of disputes are happening. America wants to increase the defense expenditure budget of China so that the Chinese economy is already in a precarious position. The real estate sector is down. The banks are collapsing. There is a stagflation happening in China. There is one more thing which is happening is the government subsidizes exports. So this is the way China is getting internally weakened. In this process, right now, America is pushing for a militarization of South China Sea, where China is being provoked to actually allocate more defense resources. It is something like Soviet Union collapse in 1991. At the peak of the crisis, Soviet Union used to invest 20% of their budget in defense. The similar playbook was adopted for Russia as well when the Ukraine conflict started. But Russia was smart enough to profit from war. It created conflicts, it created alternative markets, it bypassed the SWIFT system. But China is factory to the world. But America is already working for diversification of supplies and shifting the industries to Mexico, Vietnam, and India. This is happening. So, what I believe is the additional supply chain has been created. Now America wants to encircle China,
Mm.
and it is doing by crippling Chinese investments in the BRI projects. And similarly, now they are control. They want to control the choke points. Then they will go to Taiwan and ensure that they choke China to the point like they are doing it with Iran. This is economic strangulation, provoking your enemy, and so that discontent rises in China, and there is a regime change. There is an CCP is overthrown. This is the plan of America. With respect to India, already things started when in 2024 Sheikh Hasina was removed and Mohammad Yunus was brought in. He provoked India to attack them, and similarly, Operation Sindoor was launched when Hindu tourists in Kashmir were massacred by Pakistani jihadi terrorists. So
Mm.
India achieved its objective in 90 hours. They called off the war. So
Mm.
India avoided the trap which America set for them, successfully came out of it, and now America is focusing all its energy back on China. This is what is happening, but we do see that in India there is a north-south divide, there is a linguistic problem, there is a Manipur problem happening, there is infiltration happening
Mm.
via West Bengal. So lot of things are happening in India, but we can't say that things are normal. And recently, in Noida, the protest also took place, where you see that around 20 vehicles were torched and
Mm.
45,000 people came out and they were demanding higher wages. And
Mm.
also, maids were also coming out and they were also gearing. So
Yeah.
this I call is economic sabotage, which China, America, and Pakistan simultaneously worked it out. Because if you see, Noida is the largest industrial park in
Mm.
North India, and I believe
Mm.
that if there is a problem, the optics will not look good. And also, the Danish officials met Amit Shah ji 4 to 5 days back, and after that, the news came that they are planning to exit China. And if you see that the Danish companies like ASML, they control the semiconductors market, and also the chips,
Mm.
the machines which generate the semiconductors are being manufactured by ASML. So
Mm.
lot of things are there. China does not want India to become the chip superpower, and semiconductors industries coming up in India. This is a planned economic sabotage which is being done by CIA, ISI, and CCP.
So, Umeshji, when we talk about the planned economic sabotage, now there are two theories about the Noida conflict which happened couple of days back. One is that their wages are very, very low, between 11,000 to 15,000, and considering the inflation and also the gas prices, they were doing the strike. Of course, this is the main reason which has been given to us. Then there is also one theory which says that no, there is more to this, and there could be an external force involved here, which could be putting all these things together. So, how do these two theories come together? Can you explain this to our viewers?
First of all, let me be very clear that inflation is not limited just to Noida. It is pan India and it's across the world. Okay.
Hmm.
But never we have found such wide protest, 45,000 people coming on the streets at one stroke and doing protest. They are doing looting, arsoning, they are damaging vehicles, and the per day lost is around 800 crores. So this surge, this mobilization, it
Hmm.
happened through some QR codes. So this is already which is being done, and who controls this big tech? All this mobilization, the messaging apps. It's the
So
Americans
they
who are
were
running it.
already, sorry to cut you, they were already paid via that QR code to carry on all these things.
Yes. So who is giving all the support? It is the American the big tech companies. And how they are getting, and they are being paid by whom? It is basically the Chinese and the Pakistanis, ISI. So this is why I say it is a joint work of CCP, ISI, and CIA, because all of them view India as a threat. And if you see in Raisina dialogues, one American representative clearly stated that they cannot allow India to grow the way China has grown.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Avantika ji, you can
Mhm.
fill up the dots. So, whatever I am saying matters, and you can see in 2024 Lok Sabha elections, lot of money came from abroad to ensure that the BJP never comes back to power. And this we saw how American money and the influence played on the ground. Near invincible victory for BJP it looked, but they managed just 240 seats. This is the level of psychological propaganda which is happening. So my theory is very clear. Right now, America is working immediately for the balkanization and disintegration of China, and then already the balkanization and disintegration of India is also in place. So this is the simultaneity. The first, right now we are having a greater enemy with China. China along with Pakistan, Turkey and Azerbaijan are the four nations. This Quad alliance is a problem to us. Let's face it.
Mhm. So, Umeshji, here we cannot miss one country, though we are not missing that country at all, which is Pakistan. And right now, the talks also took place in Pakistan, where US and Iran were on the table. They were trying to mediate the talk. So, one is we will talk about that. And now, the second one is Lebanon and Israel, and then, of course, Hezbollah. So, we would also want to touch base upon that whether some solution can come in that zone also. Also, what is Lebanon's stance on Hezbollah's presence? And then Israel comes into picture, and then these talks which are going on in Pak. I mean, one talk happened in Pakistan, and they might have another one as well, where GD Vance was present, and where US and Iran were trying to do a deal, which of course could not happen. So, what's your take on both these things?
First, let me come to Israel. Israel, time tested friend of India very much, but Israel has its own priorities and national interests as India has. India has a very good relations with everyone in the conflict, with anyone. It operates the Chabar port, it operates the Haifa port. It's having good relations, economic relations with Iran. It is having a good defense relationship with Israel. This is the thing I'm telling for India. But right now, Israel is working on Greater Israel project and they have achieved the objective. They have captured the southern Lebanon. They have created a buffer zone. And right now they are going for a ceasefire. It might last for 6 months. They have demolished, they have completely razed to ground. So they are securing the territory, they are capturing the landmass, they are fortifying the presence, and again they will go for a war. The idea is the Israel is working on the idea of greater Israel, and this is their plan in action. Regarding Pakistan, which wants to become the mediator and other things, Pakistan lacks the credibility. It lacks the heft also. ऐसा है कि किसी को भी बुला के it's just pleads and just come and have a talk in my country so that I can get some mileage. So America has actually obliged. If you see right now, Pakistani forces are there in Saudi Arabia, 13,000 forces, 18 aircrafts, and some warships are going to travel for defense of Saudi Arabia against possible Iranian attack. So, how can a country mediate when it sends its forces in defense of Saudi Arabia, which is going to attack Iran in case Iran attacks them? So, this peace talks is a sham. It is actually a build-up time, and this is the reason America has done is America has blocked Strait of Hormuz. They will not allow anyone to enter, neither to exit through Iran, ensure that Iran does not get the supplies, Iran does not get the revenue, and they have even warned the Chinese banks that they let them not, and they want the Chinese bank to ensure that the Iranian money is not in their banks. So America, I believe, is right now working towards complete regime change. They want to choke Iran to the fullest, and China cannot do anything. With relation to BRICS, I think BRICS proved itself to be ineffective. Whatever it is, this is my thing because right now India is much more bothered about itself, and it is bound to happen because we have a trade negotiations happening with America. Similarly, China and Russia are also having a individual dialogue with America. So they will co-opt Iran when their interest, when they know that their interest is served. So basically, if you see, India is trying to downplay the issue. They are trying to act as a mediator, but I doubt any tangible things will happen. Avantika, I don't think so that will happen.
Hmm. Okay. Also, Umeshji, one thing which is about Hezbollah and Lebanon. What is your stance on that? And do you think Lebanon, I mean, what's Lebanon's stance on Hezbollah? What do you think?
I think the Lebanese government needs to take something. They need to work with Israel to eradicate Hezbollah. Sooner or later, that will happen. The coalition will happen. Like Hamas was eliminated, Hezbollah is now being eliminated. So the Iranian proxies like Houthis will also face the music next. What Israel is doing is Israel is trying to
Hmm.
eliminate the Iranian proxies
Yeah.
operating in Gulf so that in a future war with Iran, they can keep themselves secure. So
Hmm.
the auxiliary force is being targeted by Israel and the IRGC is being targeted by America. This is the way Israel and America are playing right now. But there is a greater problem for Israel in future. I think so. Turkey might join the Islamic alliance and they might have a full-scale war with Israel. And Turkey matches the defense tech of Israel. So this is a really a problem. Let's see how it goes up. But Turkey is also a NATO member and Israel is a near NATO ally.
Hmm.
So America will play the balancing act with restraining Turkey. So lot of things are happening in Middle East and things the perspectives what we hold today might not resonate after 10 to 15 days. So it's a very what do you say? It's a situation which is boiling. It's ever evolving, and we do not know how things are going up because there might be a conflict in the South China Sea. There might be a conflict between India and Pakistan anytime. There might be any other conflict which might happen. There might be a regime change in Colombia and Cuba as well. So America will do everything in its power. And always I have said on your show, America has 800 overseas military bases, and there are 195 countries in the world. And the American bases are not for showpieces; they are pillars and levers of American strength, and nobody can match that. Even Chinese cannot do. Even the only country which can match them is Russia.
Hmm. Actually, one thing that you mentioned about the trade negotiation. So I also tried to cover it in the ninth episode of Global Lens with Avantika, which we did around first, second of April, when the WTO meeting had just taken place and nothing major had come on the table at that point in time. Also, they were supposed to have a meeting in Washington towards end of March, which is now being postponed to April between India and US. This I'm talking about. So, what's your take on this trade negotiation between India and US, and what do you think is going to be India's stand here?
I think mostly the trade negotiations are sorted out, and basically it is like a signature event has to be done. And whenever either the head of the state will travel to another country, this will be inked, and the global media will start praising it. But I think that tariff and trade deal is already done. Right now, we are working on many other things like patrolling the Strait of Malacca. On the India has recently passed the Shanti Act, so Americans are more interested in thorium energy of India. India and America's space agencies, ISRO and NASA, they are
Hmm.
working with each other. So I
Hmm.
think a lot of things are happening. The lot of points of agreements are happening between America and
Hmm.
India. So right now it suits America to have India on its side. So and India also knows it suits them to have America on their side. Both are using each other. So that's fine. I believe that it's in the best interest of India. That's important.
So, Umesh, anything that you want to add on? I have pretty much already asked whatever I wanted to ask, and thanks a lot for adding on thorium concept as well, which everyone is currently talking about.
Lot of things are happening, Avantika. India and America are working towards lot of things under the shadows, and I believe that Arctic region will be the next point of cooperation because in the Arctic, lot of untapped resources are there. America will eventually take out Greenland, and then you will see Russia and America cooperating with each other in Arctic. And Arctic, they will be requiring 1 million manpower, and the only country which has the manpower in which both the Russian and the Americans will trust is India. So Indian manpower plus Russian landmass plus American tech, this thing will revolutionize Arctic. Arctic will be navigational the whole year. Extraction of resources from Arctic will happen in the future. It's far-fetched right now, but possibility is high.
So that is another 1 decade, 2 decades from
And
now.
one more thing I would like to add about Strait of Malacca.
Hmm.
Indian Ocean, India is already building the Nicobar terminal. 72,000 crores have been earmarked, and also India has found large crude and gas deposits in the beds of the Andaman Nicobar basin, and Indonesia in the Sumatra basin, which is just next to the Andaman basin. They are producing 700,000 barrels per day of oil from the seas. So the oil things is also there in the Strait of Malacca, apart from the blocking China, and also Indian Ocean region is bed for rare earth minerals as well.
Hmm.
So this is the reason that Strait of Malacca, Strait of Hormuz, and the natural corridors, the choke points, have become very much important, and America is placing its bets very well. They controlled the Panama, they controlled, now they are
Hmm.
blocking the Hormuz, now they are increasing their presence in Malacca. So, a lot of things are happening. So, we can imagine the global power shift is going to happen on the seas, and whoever controls the seas will dominate. America is realized, and America is showing China the middle finger that they have to cave in. This is the way Donald Trump is ensuring it has the leverage over China.
Right. So that means US is playing its cards or trying to play its card very well. We have to see, wait and watch how this pans out. But just
The Americans have always played the cards well.
Mhm.
It's for us to understand, and with 800 military overseas bases, they are
Mhm.
not for showpieces. Just this is what
Mhm.
I would emphasize for people who are predicting American downfall and other things. America will ensure that each and every nation, either if they
Mhm.
cooperate,
Mhm.
they have to cooperate. If they are not cooperating, then they will do a regime change. They will create problems in the backyard. They will increase your defense expenditure. They will ensure that people are on the streets calling for regime change. They will do all the dirty tricks in the book.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
right now it is
Mhm.
first is
Mhm.
Iran, followed by China, and
Mhm.
India comes somewhat later, but already Break India project has started. This is what
Mhm.
I can say it confidently, but I just want people to know about
Mhm.
the long-term plan of the State Department and
Mhm.
CIA. This is what I
Mhm.
would like to tell them.
Mhm. Also, Umeshji, just last one question. It is said that or assumed that US has no strategy as of today. Donald Trump will get up in the morning, will say something today, will do something else tomorrow, then will retract a little, then will go in another direction, then will circle and come back. So is that true, or is all of this only for show and
It's a
the brains are there?
psychological information warfare done by Donald Trump.
It's thought about.
Yes, this is a psychological information warfare, and everybody is going in circle and words. But Donald Trump likes to be unpredictable, and he has successfully demonstrated that. maybe he's taking the hit of being known as a lunatic, someone who is rash. But remember, he is a seasoned businessman, and he has declared bankruptcy many times. So morality cannot be expected from this guy. For him, only corporate profits matter, and he is making a raking up a moolah through his all these tweets. His family is making a lot of billions of dollars of money. So all of the other things are for show off. He is not a fool, I believe.
Umesh ji, for giving us your precious time, coming on the show and taking us through, literally through the entire world right now. So thanks a lot. Really appreciate.
Thank you, Avantika, for having me here. It was a lovely, what do you say, exchange of ideas, and I loved speaking to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.